Today on the channel, it's a return to the Kyle Peterson Top 5, and it is St. Patrick's Day. What, Tom McFarland? It's close enough. Get out of here. But today, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, we're counting down my top 5 Fit Finlay figures of all time.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another edition of the Kyle Peterson Top 5, a Thursday tradition here on the channel. Is every single Thursday we're doing a top 5 and occasionally a top 10 countdown. In today's video, we got something special in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Somebody get me some beefsteak rye bread. Shout out to beefsteak rye. I'm ready for some rye bread for St. Patrick's Day, as most are. What? Some cabbage? Sure, why not? But in honor of St. Patrick's Day, we're doing a countdown of a great one. We're counting down our top 5 Fit Finlay figures of all time. You know I'm here for a little Fit Finlay, one of the greatest brawlers of all time. And this day and age, very, very underrated. But just yesterday as I'm filming this, Fit Finlay came from the dungeon. I don't know where he came from. Ireland somewhere, I guess. But he came and appeared on NXT with William Regal. So I said, what are the odds of this? Fit Finlay's return to TV right as I'm doing the top 5 Fit Finlay figures. Can we get an old man Fit Finlay figure? I'm here for that. We'll see if that happens. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe build a figure. I doubt it. But cool to see Fit Finlay back on TV. We'll see where that ends up going, if it's a one-time appearance or what. But today's video, we're celebrating the career in action figure form of one Fit Finlay. And Fit Finlay was always my favorite. I first heard about him like many people did in WCW back in the day. Looking a heck of a lot different than when you close your eyes, you think of Fit Finlay. You think of the singlet. You think of the green colors, obviously. Maybe you think of him with Hornswoggle. You think of him brawling. You think of the dyed blonde hair. But when he first came into WCW, he had the black mustache going on, the long hair. Totally different look to Finlay than we really got accustomed to later in his career. And unfortunately, as of right now, we've never got the old school edition of Fit Finlay in action form. But we've got a lot of Fit Finlay figures over the years. A lot of people are like, well, we didn't get that many, did we? Yeah, there's a lot more than you assume. But we know what happens when you assume, Tom McFarland. But a lot of Fit Finlay stuff to choose from, and I narrowed it down to my top 5, and this countdown is going to be a twist, as I think there's going to be some history made in this top 5 that we've never had on the channel, and we'll get to it as we dive through. But as usual, this is my list. Put your list in the comments below. We start at number 5, work our way to number 1, number 1 being my absolute favorite Fit Finlay figure of all time. So there it is. We've set it all up. Time to dive in. Let's kick it off at number 5. We begin the countdown at number 5 of my top 5 Fit Finlay figures of all time. As I said, there's a twist in this countdown I don't think we've ever had before, as I actually do not own every figure on this countdown. Usually I own all these figures, be it Mattel, Jakks, LJN, Hasbro, all points in between. I usually own all these figures, but in the case of Fit Finlay, I do not own all of these figures. So that is a wild turn of events. Never say never. I do like these figures, but I don't know if they totally fit my collection. Maybe a few will, and we'll dive into that throughout this video. But we're going to start off at number 5 here with a figure I have never owned, and it is because of space. I like it, but not enough to give space in my collection. But this one always caught my eye, and I was always impressed by this one when I would see it at Toys R Us back in the day. We're going to Jakks. And we're going to the Ring Giant series, a very underrated line, a lot of same stuff over and over, but the big giant head sculpts was always very cool. Now, the only Ring Giants I own in my collection are the classic Superstars and the Hulk Hogan one that's adjacent. That's what I have in my collection. I never got any of the other ones as much as I'd like to. Like I said, space is an issue, and I don't know. I'm not going to go down that road, but I always liked this Fit Finlay. The colors popped. You guys know I'm a green guy. Oakland A's all day. I know Tom McFarland. The green and all this one always popped, but the head sculpt in that large spot, the large size there of Fit Finlay, I always thought Jakks killed it with the Fit Finlay head sculpts, and I love the looks of this one, bringing the intensity. A very good looking figure here is the Ring Giant, and the Ring Giant Fit Finlay comes in number 5. Countdown rolls on to number 4, and number 4, another figure I do not own, but this is on my long game list. I'll pick it up one of these days. it is going all the way back to Mattel Basics Series 8 for Fit Finlay in the all-black singlet. Now, the reason I like this one, it's so different. It looks so different than all the other Fit Finlays we got from Jakks, Mattel, and all points in between, which basically that is it. But this one always stuck out, always looks good. A hair skinny in the body style there. Obviously, it's just a repaint of other Fit Finlay main event basic figures we've had in the past. But always caught my eye with this one with the black singlet. So, like I said, it's on that long game list. I go to a Jay's Toys and Games one of these days. I see that in the loose case for $5-6. I'll pick that bad boy up. But as of right now, that's my number 4 favorite Fit Finlay figure of all time. All right, we've hit the halfway point of our Fit Finlay countdown. Put your thoughts in the comments down below. Put them in order. That's the hard part. That's the fun part. And do it for St. Patrick's Day. It's St. Patrick's Day after all. What? Yeah, it's close enough. It's close enough. But here we are at number 3. And like the video while you're at it. Why not, Todd McFarlane? But here we are at number 3. And this time we're going back to the Jakks line. We're going to the Jakks Ruthless Aggression era. Many Fit Finlays. Tons of Fit Finlay from the Jakks days. But we're going to the WrestleMania 24 wave. Of course, they used to have the pay-per-view series back in the day, and the WrestleMania one being the crown jewel of it all. For this version of Finlay, starting off with the head sculpt on this one, always looked like his eyes were closed, but I think it's supposed to be like a mean, angry face, like he's just really fired up to fight. You got the crosses on there going on. You got the orange and green and black attack. Love the bright orange boots. That's what really pops the most on this. I think we only got one other Fit Finlay with the orange boots from Jakks. Always like the looks of the orange boots on a Fit Finlay with that green. It just really does work. I do like the head sculpt. It's not my favorite Jakks head sculpt, but I do like the head sculpt on this one. And he gets one of those crazy classic Jakks accessories that reminds you of that old WCW parking lot brawly. I think he got injured pretty bad in that match. But you do got the wrench here in case he needs to work on a car, hit somebody over the head along the way. Fist of Fury is a must for a Fit Finlay, and you got that over here. So a lot of fun here in the Jakks days. WrestleMania 24 really stands out for me, so much so it comes in number 3. Dangerously close to the top spot. We're at the number 2 Fit Finlay figure of all time, and I gotta be honest, I love this line, and I think this is one of, if not the most underrated wrestling figure toy line of all time, because I do think without this line, we wouldn't have what we have now. It's like the natural progression of the evolution of wrestling figures, and a big jumping off point was with this toy line back in the day, and we've seen that ever since from Mattel. Once again, we're going back to Jakks. We're going to the Deluxe Aggression era of Jakks, and we're going to Finlay, of course, with the black and green attack, got the white boots with the green on it. Love the screaming, yelling Finlay head, so intense. You got the gap in the teeth. This one pops and has always popped, looks great in the packaging, looks great out of the package. And once again, it is the Deluxe Aggression style, the evolution of the Ruthless Aggression era to Deluxe Aggression, which after that we went to Mattel Elites. And I love my Mattel Elites. I wish they were a hair bigger. I don't know if they needed to be this big, but I wish they were a little bit more crazy proportions, maybe is what I'm looking for. But that's neither here nor there. But I always love this Finlay figure. This is Finlay. When you break down what you think of with Fit Finlay, for me, this is a definite version, a must-have in the collection. I know not everybody collects Deluxe Aggressions. They're getting very hard to find. You don't see them around as much as you used to. You see a few of the early series, but the later series, extremely hard to get at this point. But Fit Finlay has always been a favorite of mine, and this one always stands out. It's a fronter in my Deluxe Aggression set. So Fit Finlay, of course, Deluxe Aggression from Jakks, comes in at number 2, which means there can only be one. I'm sure if you guys know your wrestling figures, you can probably guess what number 1 is, but stay tuned. Here we are, we're at the top spot. The number 1 Fit Finlay figure of all time is voted by me. You got your list together, put it in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, as we got videos every single day. And every Thursday, we're doing a countdown video. Looking ahead, if you're watching this in order, it looks like we got to do a top 10 as we just hit 57,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So we'll have a top 10 in our future as well. But we're going to finish off this top 5, the St. Patrick's Day special. Last year we did Hornswoggle, just fitting we did Finlay this year. Who should we do next year? You guys give me the comments in the comments below. What should we do for our St. Patrick's Day countdown for next year? Give me some ideas. Who could we do? Who should we do? Off the wall, whatever you think. You let me know. Top 5 Banshee figures? Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. But let's bring this one home. We're going to the number 1 selection. Where are we going? I think most people probably understand this. We're going to the infancy of the WWE Mattel Elite lines. We're going to our buddy Finlay here. Quite the figure. That being said, could be improved in this modern day. Obviously, it's got the pin joints. Would love to see this as part of the greatest hits or from the Vault collection. Probably maybe greatest hits. Either or, I would take it. But this is what most people, myself included, want out of the greatest hits and from the Vault. I don't want things that were released the last year or two. I want to go back to guys which I want to assume, you know what happens when you assume, that Fit Finlay can still be made by WWE Mattel. Obviously, he's still involved in the organization, but contracts are different. We know that. There's a lot of like the Billy Kidmans of the world we want figures of that we don't get figures of. But I would love to see some updated Finlay. I think there's some meat on the Finlay bone. Throw him in the Legends series. Heck, Monday Night Wars series would work good for him as well. And I do think an update on this would be amazing. But that being said, you got that fabulous jacket on him here. You got the Shillelagh, I think is what it's called. We got a lot of hits being played with this Finlay, but you just think of, this is 10 years old, 10 years plus at this point. How could this be updated? What could they do here? What could Mattel do with Finlay? And it brings it all the way back to the beginning of this video. Let's get the early days of WCW with the long hair or the mustache going on. Give us that version of Finlay. And then you can repaint the heck out of Finlay with all the different gear choices, as we've seen in this video, in the Elite form here. But this one stands out different with all the accessories, the purple boots, the most modern Finlay figure we've had. We might have had a micro brawler if you count those as a figure or not. But it's been few and far between for our buddy Fit Finlay. And I think a lot of us would welcome some new Finlay talent in the Mattel line. In 2026, 2027, what is time? I'm here for it. So the number one Finlay figure comes to us from the WWE Mattel Elite line. But what say you? Once again, what's your favorite Finlay figure of all time? Put it in the comments down below. Put them in order. You guys know the drill by now. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Check out my other YouTube channel. Check out Patreon and YouTube channel memberships for even more content, early access to the videos, and best of all, your support in the channel. And then, of course, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Available every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. And don't forget my books, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars line, both available right now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. So for the top 5 Fit Finlay figures of all time, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
For me.